Okay. We're good.
Are we ready to kick this off?
Yeah.
Hello. Whoa. Is that loud? And that's hurting my ears. Thanks for coming out tonight. Welcome to Commercial Real Estate Mastery and More, our monthly meetup where we get together with like minds and talk about real estate and try to find new deals, new partners, and meet people. Tonight, it's fitting, it's in January, we're gonna talk about our goals and crushing our 2024 goals and the financial path to success and financial freedom. Myself is Rob Nickester, Nick DiLeone, Yoshi Asano, and David Turner are the hosts. And tonight we're gonna present, since it's our meetup, and we normally have guest speakers, tonight we're the guest speaker. And we're gonna present and talk about 2024 goals and mindset and the future and how we achieve more financial success. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Nick, and then he's gonna turn it to Yoshi, and we're gonna kind of pass the mic around a little bit. We're gonna have some fun tonight, learn some stuff, and then afterwards we're going to network and say hi to each other. So thanks for coming out, and let's kick this off.
Thanks, Rob. So my name is Nick DiLeone. I head up DiLeone Real Estate Partners. We invest in multifamily and RV parks, and we have over $100 million of assets under management. And we also invest in angel investing and startups.
Hi guys, my name is Yosh. I'm founder of Ezo Capital. Ezo means it's an actual name of a tribe in Japan, and that's the place I'm from. So I named after the tribe. But anyways, I'm in the multifamily and the resorts developments right now, including the resorts developments. Actually, this number is a little bit off. I have about close to 500 million AUM. And half of them are resorts and half of them are multifamily. And this year, I want to grow both asset classes. You know, diversify is the key, right? Not just in the multifamily. Sometimes market cycle is different in different asset classes, so that's why I diversify. But that's me, Yoshi. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Yoshi. David Turner. My business is E Squared Multifamily. That's my personal business. I started real estate investing about 5 years ago. Started in the fix and flip space and moved into multifamily after that. I'm a limited partner in a couple of deals, general partner in a couple of deals, and I'm also a broker with Worldwide Commercial focusing on multifamily investment sales. That's me. So next over to, who's presenting next?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so today I think we're going to talk about the goal setting and all about the goal, right? So anybody have a 2024 goal already? Maybe like 20%, 20, 30%? Yeah, so I said that last year, but I can't stress enough, having the goal is very, very important to get A to B, right? Do you have a GPS? Yeah, everyone has a GPS. Nobody has a paper map anymore, right? So it's like having a goal is having the GPS in your car, right? If you don't know how to get there, you go turns the wrong ways, you ask people how to get there, you know, very inefficient, and it takes like 22 hours to get to the restaurants. If you have a GPS, you know how to get A to B, and you get there in 20 minutes. You even know like fastest route or cheapest route, right? You have different options. So you have to have a GPS, and that's the power of having a goal, right? And to me, I have two different type of goals. So I just want to share just a little bit about the two different types, right? So one is the big goal, like vision, like, hey, like let's do 10x, right, type of goal. So I don't want to put like 10% growth, 14% growth, 21% growth. I put 100% growth, right? So then my mind will shift, right? So it's going to require different mindset, different resources, different tool, different network, different people to know, relationship. Everything is different when you want to do 10x instead of like just a 9% growth, right? Now you start to have those resources coming to you, and if you achieve 50%, guess what? It's still awesome. right? Like instead of hitting 10%, you are hitting 50%. That's 5x from original small goal, right? So I'm big fan of having a big like vision or goal, whatever it's called, big goal, so that I can stretch myself and change my mindset, right? And another thing is I'm a pilot. I just got the private pilot license. Thank you. So I know how to read instruments like engine gauge, like like if you see the cockpit, you see a lot of gauges, right? And you don't know what it is, and you want to fly with the pilot who can't read the gauges. Who wants to fly with the pilot who can't read the gauges? Nobody, right? You might die. It's unsafe. It's dangerous. So my point is, if you have measurable targets, that's your gauges, right? So I want to put like a very smart goal. Have you heard smart goal? Specific, measurable, attainable, time-based, whatever. It's very specific. It's small targets, right? You track it every day. It's a KPI in the business term, right? So you have that instrument, so you know where you are, like daily basis, and you track that. And if the number is too high or too low, you just make a little adjustment. That way, you have better control to fly from A to B, right? So you need a GPS and instruments. Instruments means like all these gauges, right? And if you have small gauges and track it daily basis, so Tony Robbins, I started to like Tony Robbins because I attended Business Mastery last week. But he said that if you don't measure, you don't manage it. If you don't measure, you don't manage it. So if you don't know where it is, you can't manage it, right? But if you know where it is, you have a small adjustment and you gain like small wins, small success every day, right? And you gain the momentum, you gain the confidence, you gain the sense of directions, and you get to the big goal, right? So my 2 cents setting up the goal is having the big goal and instruments to measure daily basis. So with that, these guys have a lot more detailed, good information. So pass the mic to Nick.
Thank you, Yoshi. So I'm going to be vulnerable with everyone here and talk about my specific goals for 2023, my successes and failures. So, and I talked about this a little bit last year in some of my goals. So one of the big successes for 2023 for me and my team was forging relationships with some big capital partners. So we were able to do that. We formed a relationship with the family office, made some offers on deals, and we formed a partnership with a foreign capital partner and made a few offers with them as well. And very large capital partner in Asia with over $200 billion of assets under management. So that was a big win. We didn't close any deals with them, but definitely moving that forward. Overall, looking at travel. So we spent 1 week in Costa Rica. We went with 3 different families. And one of my goals was to go surfing for the first time. So I went surfing in Costa Rica in Tamarindo. It's beautiful there. And then I spent 7 weeks in Korea. So my wife is Korean. Spent 7 weeks there, and that was an amazing opportunity. We also closed 2 deals, 183 RV park and 230 pad mobile home park. We closed that on the last day of the year. So that was good. It was hard to get deals done last year, as everyone knows. And just through health goals, I got my health, I got down to my high school weight and very low body fat percentage via 6 workouts per day. I set a goal of 5 workouts per day. I did 6. So that was a win. Failures or growth opportunities, only completed 3 out of 6 Kevin's rule. And in the next couple of slides, I'm going to talk about Kevin's rule, Jesse Itzler, and kind of how he sets up some of his goals. I didn't map out my whole year via the big ass calendar. I'm going to show you that in a second. So that's why, one of the reasons why I failed there. And the same kind of thing here. I'm part of a local mastermind here. A lot of real estate entrepreneur people. And I set a goal of trying to meet with 4 people, or trying to meet with 1 person per month, and didn't meet that goal. And then overall, Jesse Itzler has something called a Misogi. So usually the Misogi is like, I'm going to climb the Himalayas or something like that. My goal was to become fluent in Korean. My wife is Korean. It was an opportunity to connect with my wife a little bit more. Definitely not fluent, but definitely better than I was the previous year, and just use Duolingo 306 straight days. So this is Jesse Itzler's big ass calendar. So it's basically the whole year mapped out with Post-it notes, and it's kind of old school, but it allows you to kind of move around. I mean, I have my date nights with my wife mapped out. I have a trip to Morocco for 2 weeks mapped out in here. I have all our meetups in orange mapped out here. And, to kind of Yoshi's point, it allows you to kind of dictate what your life's going to look like versus, letting other people figuring out what that is. So it kind of sets that up. So, really good book on setting up habits is Atomic Habits and Goals. So I won't read this here, but it's really important. I'll just kind of hit on the fact that, going to meetups like this with like-minded people is really important to hit your goals. Joining masterminds. I'm part of a local mastermind. One of the things that really helped with my health goal was I joined part of the mastermind. We had a health accountability pod, and we just had a chat. We had to check in every day for 30 days and work out for 30 days. If we didn't check in, we had to put $200 in the pot. And then from that, and we're still doing it now, from that, I continued that kind of health journey. So that was really good. So back to Jesse Itzler, the Misogi. Again, my Misogi was trying to learn Korean. It was really to connect better with my wife. And really just this year, my big Misogi is to connect with my wife more and work on our relationship and get to back where we were before my kids were born. Back to Kevin's rule, I mapped all the Kevin's rule out in the big ass calendar. But we just went to a Mavericks game this past week. We're going to Dallas Stars game. Never did that before. Going to Home Run Derby. So kind of hitting on all those things and then just hitting one winning habit per quarter. So back to Kevin's rule, living your life big. And the book Die with Zero. I'm just going to show you an interview with the author of Die with Zero. I'm just thinking about as you age, it's harder to do some of the things you plan on doing. It's not working.
Where you spend your money, right? If you guys are trying to accumulate delayed gratification into your 60s, like it's some sort of carnival cruise, you're fucked. You're fucked. I lived in St. Thomas. We'd have 7 cruise ships come down, 3 cruise ships coming out. So many people would die getting out, like just trying to swim, thinking that they could swim. They haven't swam, in a while, right? You're just fucked. It doesn't look like a carnival cruise. What will happen is you'll wind up in the jewelry shops and trinket shops buying stuff for people back home, right? Because many of these other activities that you used to do for the average human being will have long passed you in ability or in enjoyment, right? Like I use the example, I think in the book, or I use this example when I tell people, is like when I spent the summer in Paris, I took a leisure learning class. I used to walk everywhere with a backpack, 7 miles a day, right? If I walk 4.5 miles, my knees start to hurt. It's not that I can't walk 7 miles. It's just not as enjoyable. It's not as fulfilling. So my backpacking around Paris days were then for 7 miles, and then it's 4.5 miles. And someday it'll be 1 mile, it'll be no miles.
So the point of that is live life big. Can you hand it over to Rob?
Hello, okay. There it is. As Napoleon Hill once said, a goal is just a dream with a deadline. I'm going to talk a little bit about mindset. And I'm not going to read everything I have on all my slides verbatim. You're welcome. There's quite a few. But, who thinks goal setting is important? Everybody in this room, right? Who thinks mindset's important? Right. If you're not in the right state of mind, if you're not in the right state of being, how can you accomplish those goals? And there are so many different pieces to mindset. I graduated high school, went in the Marines, was a police officer, IT guy, didn't graduate college. What can I accomplish? Nothing, right? I've been programmed. I can't do anything. I don't have the money to do anything. I didn't get a college degree. I wasn't born rich. Is that BS? That's right. That's right. It's all about mindset. Today, haven't been in multifamily since around 2019, around 681 doors, 83 million assets under management. I'm a partner in. Right? So how did I get here? Mindset shapes your perception, drives your motivation, influences your behavior. And one of the important things with mindset, it's not just your mindset, but it's your state. It's your state of being. It's your physical posture. Are you holding your head high? How you feel about yourself, how you act with yourself, how you treat others. The state of mind is so important when it comes to goal setting and achieving those goals. Your mindset affects everything, and it's so important that it's in the right place. Determines your response to failure, influences your goal setting. It affects your persistence. How many times has something failed? Something didn't happen that we wanted to happen, and you just felt like it deflated you, sucked the wind out of you. Happens to everybody. Happens to me. I just don't know how to go on. But you take 5 minutes, take a deep breath, and you get up and you persevere. There is no fail. That's how I continue to go. How I continue to get where I'm at is about constantly, every single day, knowing there is no such thing as failure. Failure is feedback, right? And so I set the bar, and I hit that bar. And then I set it higher, and then I hit it higher. And if I fail, I take that feedback, and I do it all over again. And I don't stop, ever. That's just who I am. And I just want to impress upon everyone that this is how I feel. And I'm so passionate about it because it has got me to where I am today because I was programmed. I was programmed for such a long period of time to think I couldn't accomplish these things. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the friends to know how. So it's so important to get your mindset there, to know that you are worth something, to get your state of being there every single day so you can accomplish all your goals that you set out to accomplish, right? It's very important when you're writing down your goals to get absolute clarity on what you want, right? If you say, I have this goal to own 5 apartment buildings, how are you going to do that? You have a better chance of doing that the more clarity you have. I'm going to own 5 apartment buildings, all in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, all over 50 units. Get exact, absolute clarity on what you want. Write that down. Some of these little things are very important. Physiology, I already mentioned. What drives you? Commit, massive action. Goals mean nothing if you're not taking action, right? If you write down these goals and you're not taking any action, they mean nothing. They're just they're just in the wind. So it's really important. And if you write down your goals, I think I'm automatically just skipping ahead to my slides because I know them pretty well. Like I said, I'm not going to read them verbatim. I'll just let you kind of look at them. But you have to create a massive action plan. So that means write down your goals, but that means break your goals down into smaller, achievable steps. SMART goals is so important. So many of us have these goal exercises every single year, a couple times a year. You write down these goals, but did you take the time to break them down into steps, achievable steps? How am I going to accomplish this? If you don't have that written down, you're not going to accomplish it. You just can't leave it to fate, right? So some of this is so important to achieving your goals. I know we all love goal setting. We all talk about it every single year, but if you're not right up here and you're not right here and right with your family and the people around you, the people you're surrounding yourself with, then it's going to be much harder to achieve those goals. So I wanted to stress how important mindset could be. And I know a lot of you know this, or you wouldn't be in this room. And so I covered most of this. Go ahead. And one of the most important things is celebrating your wins. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in your goals and achieve your goals. And everybody's like, hey, great job. And you're just like, yeah, thanks. But you're not actually celebrating that goal inside. That's very important. That will suck the life out of you. You have to celebrate those wins for yourself too. Some other things you can do with your goal setting system: you can have weekly, monthly reviews of your goals, observe red flags, make sure you have the right tools. Mobile apps, there's so many mobile apps, there's so many types of journals, visual cues, vision boards. I do all of these things. I'm a bit ADD kind of guy, right? Some of you know, yeah, a lot of you are, right? Kind of all over the place. One thing doesn't work for me. I have to constantly strive to be better. And that's one of my things in my life. Every single day, I strive to be better than I was yesterday. And I do that using every tool possible. And it includes mobile apps, journals, alarm clocks, visual cues, friends to help me out, to support me. So, I just want to let everyone know that it is so important to be in the right mindset. And if I can do it, everybody can do it. Because, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. Persistence. And if you have the right support system around you, you meet the right people, you come to events like this, and you meet a lot of like-minded people who are going to support you. So along with goal setting comes community, and all these tools, and take advantage of them. Take accountability for your life, and absolutely take responsibility. That's a huge thing, is when we don't succeed, we don't take responsibility. People don't take responsibility. Well, it's not my fault. This happened or this happened. Own it. Own it. Take responsibility and move on. Figure it out. Fix it. Find a new way. Don't be the victim. Be the victor. And I think that's really all I have to say. And then we're going to turn it over to David. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's tough to follow that one. All right, guys. So just to add on to a couple things that Rob mentioned, some specific tools, or at least one specific tool that comes to mind that I like to use for tracking my goals and trying to maintain my own level of accountability is a journal called the Monk Manual. Has anybody in here heard of Monk Manual or use that? No. All right, definitely recommend looking into that. That's a really good journal. It helps you track on a monthly, weekly, and daily cadence and in 30 or 90-day sprints. But so this is a real estate focused meetup. So we're here to talk about real estate and how that can impact your path to financial freedom. So I'd encourage you guys. I imagine we'll send these slides out to everybody that's registered, but maybe take a screenshot of this. This is just some questions to get you thinking about how are you actually going to set yourself up for financial freedom through real estate. And some of that means, what are you trying to actually replace your income, or just maybe cushion your retirement, or just have a little bit of extra spending money on the side. But, just to have a plan and then be able to work backwards from that, similar to what Rob was describing, setting a tangible and specific goal so that you know exactly what actions you need to take over that daily, weekly, and monthly period. But this is just some examples of things that I was thinking of that can kind of get your mind thinking what that plan of action is actually going to look like. And I think that's it. So just with that, hopefully we got some things for you guys to think about, and some tools for you to leverage to set your goals for 2024. And we have this room until I think about 9 o'clock. So feel free to stick around and network. That's what we're here for. And I wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight. That's it. Thank you.
If you don't know us, we don't know you. So please come up and introduce yourself. And let's do some networking.
Hey, 7 o'clock.
Okay, still
Hi.
I'm actually a lender.
Oh, really?
I can go up to 200 million. Tell me what I can do to support. Do you guys have your business card?
How you doing?
Okay, if I schedule,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
going to schedule an appointment.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You think that was okay? Yeah, it was good. I think this wing there. Yeah, no, it kind of spoke off the top of my head. Like, oh, you did a great job. Thank you. Did I do okay? Oh, yeah, you did great.
We none of us really planned. We're just like, we got it. Just like we figured it out.
Yeah, first up, yeah, I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I think we might have
No, I'm good.